Savannah Dietrich from Kentucky made news a few months ago after it turned out that she was molested by two 16-year-old boys at a party when she was drunk and incoherent. And the judge basically allowed the boys to take a plea deal where they only got 50 hours of community service, a little bit of sex abuse counseling, and after they turned 18, that crime would have been expunged from their record, right? So they took that plea deal, and on top of that, the judge told Savannah that she was not allowed to talk about the case or the trial with anyone. As a result, she went on Twitter and she talked about the case.
And it's a gag order, and she wasn't interested in that gag order. She felt that she had been abused enough, and she wasn't going to let the court tell her what she could or could not say. So on Twitter, she let it go.
She did let it go. Just to give you guys a few examples of what she tweeted, she wrote, "Protect rapist is more important than getting justice for the victim in Louisville." Then she continued to write, "They said I can't talk about it or I'll be locked up, so I'm waiting for them to read this and lock me up. Fuck justice."
Damn. And so what's interesting is they were obviously trying to move this along. You know, I don't know if bury it is too strong, but...
They were trying to bury it.
Okay.
They were two good Christian boys from a private school. They didn't want to have their records screwed up. Turns out that the prosecutor, and this is the update to the story, the prosecutor went to the same private high school as them.
Well, we don't want to besmirch anybody's reputation, so let's just move it along. And by the way, to the victim, shush, right? So she wasn't having it. But here's the interesting part of the update to me. So since she fought back, then all of a sudden it became a bigger and bigger story. In the beginning, the attorney for the boys goes after her and says, "You're violating the orders," etc. Then as it becomes a big story, they're like, backpedal, 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 because this doesn't look good, right? And to me, it goes to show that she was right, because the more attention that she showed it, all of a sudden, the situation changes. And now, what's the new ruling?
Well, the new ruling is that they will not have their crime expunged from the record. What it will turn into, though, is a misdemeanor from a felony. So it will be on their record. So, you know, the consequences are a little harsher. And also on top of that, keep in mind that the lawyers for the boys dropped their contempt of court lawsuit against Savannah, which means that she will not face any jail time for the fact that she tweeted and spoke about the trial.
Because it seemed like they were victimizing her again, and it seemed like a cover-up. And so when they saw the light of day, people were like, oh, okay, maybe we did let them skate. Maybe this was not the justice that she deserved. So, look, you can argue about what the kids should have gotten in terms of a jail sentence or not a jail sentence, and they didn't get jail sentences, but they got misdemeanors or a crime that will eventually be called a misdemeanor, etc. Once it was changed, once we got the transparency. And but first of all, it shows you when somebody's drunk that now she shouldn't have she got drunk and passed out, etc. But it doesn't matter at all.
No, let me.
Okay?
I don't think people understand how severe the abuse was, okay? Because what happened was, in fact, let me read you what one boy's confession was to show you how powerful this was. "We lifted up her skirt and took a picture of her boobs. We just pulled down her pants. We put our fingers in her vagina because we thought it would be funny, but it wasn't, and we took a picture." And then they proceeded to show that picture to members of the lacrosse team. So everyone was snickering behind her back. People had seen this picture. She didn't even know the picture existed. She didn't find out until months after it happened.
And that's what they were trying to brush aside. You can't brush that aside. And so you can argue about, you know, what kind of sentence they should get, but you can't argue that you could tell the victim, hey, shut up about it. We already decided that it was going to be clear to their criminal record if they didn't do anything wrong for an extra, a couple of, you know, what basically winds up being, I think it was like around 18 months or so, right? That's ridiculously low. And then to try to quiet her was ridiculous. And you know she was right, because now that everybody's paying attention, they're like, yeah, of course, we meant a more severe sentence, obviously, right? That's a good old boys network, and I'm glad she stood up to it and said, I'm not having it.
Yeah, I think that it's extremely courageous, because she could have faced jail time, juvenile detention, for the fact that she decided not to listen to the judge. It was risky, and she took that risk, and I'm happy she did it.